Welcome to the demo of eScheduler. The first thing that you want to do is go into the username, put in your user, then tab over to the password, put the password in. Select the blue arrow below to log into the system. Once logged into the system, the first page here is the status page. This shows anybody currently being processed or currently pending a collection for a drug test screen. If you want to schedule somebody, you will then click on the schedule button on the top left corner. From this screen, this starts out showing employer location. Once we chose the employer location, we'll choose a specific type of specimen. If there is only one type of specimen, that's all that will be in the drop-down. We'll look at the lab and regulation, choose the account number if it's different, and then the panel if we want to run a different panel. Since this is DOT currently only has one panel, so everything on here will all be the one thing and nothing will need to be clicked. Once you're finished with that, click the next button. This is where you put in the donor information. You can choose from social, date of birth, driver's license, or employee ID. Once you pick that choice, then enter the information at the field beside it. Enter the donor name, last name. Home phone is a required field. If you don't have a phone number, you can just put not provided. This phone number is important though. This is the phone number that if you get medical review on your test, this is the number that is used to contact that donor so that they can get the information they need to do the medical review process. Work phone, you can use not provided. Donor email address or mobile phone number are the two ways that we send out the authorization forms. If you want to go to both the email address and a phone number, just fill the information in both of these. If you only want one of them sent, choose one of those and put that information in where needed. The next section is about the test date. This is the scheduling date. So if you want the test to be scheduled for today, you can leave the time as 9 a.m. It does not matter. If you want a more precise window, say you want it more in the afternoon, you don't want them to be able to go in until say 1:30, 2 o'clock, then you can do the drop-down box, pick the time. You can even narrow that window. The next date to the right will be the expiration date. We can narrow that window down to the same day, today, and we can say, you know what, I need them to go by 5 o'clock. So they're going to have a 3-hour window to take you to drug test, the collection facility. Now, since it's a DOT, the next choice we have is a testing authority. So just choose the correct modality associated to this driver. Next box is the test reason. This is the reason for testing, pre-employment, or any other choices are available in this menu. Select the one that is current to this donor. Requested by, this is the information that's sent to the collector inside a form box. So when they're doing a collection, they know who to contact in case there's an issue. You can type in phone number in here too if you would like. That way they can get a hold of you through here. You have the ability for observing a donor. If you want when that donor goes into the location of the collection facility and you want that donor observed, you can check that box here. There's the collector can change expiration date, yes or no. Then also you have the ability for a breath alcohol test. If you choose a breath alcohol test, you can just select yes, and then please make sure you choose the correct modality, or correct either federal or non-federal for that breath alcohol test. The next area refers to emails regarding this test. So if you'd like to receive an email with this authorization form in it, please check this box. Your email, if in the system already, will be stored and will show up in this box below. If you don't want to receive an authorization form, just unclick that box. Next box is any comments for the collector that you want. So say you want to have them do something specific in here. Any comments that you put, anything in here will show up on the form, and it will show up in the collection as they're doing the collection at the facility. The next step is to enter the zip code to find the collection site. You can change the proximity miles by choosing the drop-down box. Otherwise, just click the find. Within here, you'll have the option to see the collection facility, its address, the hours of operation for drug test collections, and a map. If you want to click on a map, you're not sure where that is, you can just click the map button. Map will open up in a new window, show you in Google, and then you can do whatever you need directions in that thing if you want to see. Otherwise, go to the bottom and hit the Schedule Now button. Once you hit the Schedule Now button, if any information has been put in for the donor email address, the mobile phone number, or receive an email regarding this test, these will also be sent at the same time. Once you've scheduled that donor, it will now come back to the status page. You will see that we have a pending donor, Thomas Test, waiting to go to the collection facility. If for some reason you messed up on the order when you were doing it, you can come back in here, hit the pencil on the far left to edit it. It will open up our edit window. You can make any changes needed to the test. Also, you can change and add an email address now or a phone number, or you can check the box and have it send you an authorization form again. Any of that information that you want to put on here, you can fill that information in, and all you do is hit Schedule Now again. It will take you back to the status page. If for some reason you have the donor there and you want to print a copy, there's a print option on the left. Click that. You may have to turn off your pop-up blocker. Once you click that, it will open up a form. Authorization form has a barcode. This barcode number is the one that they take when they go to the facility. They don't necessarily need the form, but it does give them a little bit more information about the order date and time, employer information, what the test is being performed. All this data is also sent into the order once the collection facility receives it. The good thing about this, it does have a little map and address and hours of operation. Kind of tells them what they need to do before they get there. You'll also notice that the information on the screen is in red. This information goes red once the time left gets below a 24-hour period. Otherwise, you will see a number of days onto the right, and I'll show you a little example of that. If I hit edit, and I go in and I change this to tomorrow, and I come back down and hit Schedule Now. When it goes back to the status screen, you'll notice it's not red anymore. That way it says, hey, there's 1 day left, and all the information is good. The idea is to, in a large layout, you can kind of spot the ones that are getting ready to expire. And if you need to extend their days, then you can go ahead and do that and make that here. It does not change the authorization ID, so that information that your donor still has is good. Of course, the date on it and time on it's a little different. If you want to send them an updated one with the new information, you can do that too. You'll notice at the top of the page, there's an option of statuses. We have different statuses depending on things that have happened to the test and the process. So if you come in and you collect and say you want to see all the completes, you would just select the status complete. You can hit the apply filter button. It will go and get you any of the completes that were done for your location. If there's not, and this also includes any other locations you have access to. If there's not anything, it just shows a blank. You can see anything that's in process. You can see any things that have exceptions on them, any ones that have expired. We'll see if we got any expired. There we go. A little bit more data. You also notice that there is a search name text box. If when you put something in any of one of the statuses above, you can also get more detail or less, return results on it by putting information in this box. Once I hit the apply filter, it's only going to bring me back anything found that has Mark in the name. So now that kind of reduces that number of information coming back. Now that we've scheduled a DOT test, I'm going to show you how to schedule a non-DOT test. Hit the schedule button on the top left, then choose a location. We're going to choose location 1, and we're going to do a traditional urine test with Keystone. All right, I'm going to hit next. I'm going to come down and put in the information again for the donor ID. This time I'm going to put in a phone number, an email address. I'm going to leave everything else else here, the same. Uncheck to receive emails. Put my zip code search. Pick my location, schedule it. As you can see, it takes less than 20 seconds to schedule a person on the e-scheduler once you're familiar with the system. First few times it gets a little bit just to get used to it, but once you're used to it, it takes no time to get things going at all. Now we have a non-DOT here collected. We're going to go through the process of the collection, and we'll be right back to show you that finished test. Alright, we're going to go back out of this page. Now you'll notice that collection that was done, so we'll come down to our complete. We'll hit apply. And it finds our mark test. Now you'll notice on here it shows you the scheduled date. If you look to the far right, there is the COC. If this was done in-house, you scheduled it, then you have this image button here. You click the image, view image. This is the actual chain of custody that was performed on the collection. Now you have no questions about worrying about getting an employer copy. Everything is back to you. It's all paperless, so you don't even need to worry about storing a copy. You just have it inside of our system, and we store the data online. Anytime you need to get to it, you can come back into the system and do a search for that information. There are other statuses in here. We have expired status. The expired status, if for some reason someone did not go and get their collection done, and they will show up on this window, you do have an edit capability to edit that information. It will bring them back up inside of the program. You can now update the date, and I'll set this for tomorrow. I'll come down, I'll leave everything else the same. And once I'm done with that, it shows right back up in my pending. So now that person can go and have that test done and collected at the facility, and everything is good. All right. Inside of the home, there are some options here. So we have an option. The first is we can schedule. The bottom search is the status. The far right is we have this little gear for, basically this is options. If you go into the options, this allows you to do different things to the login. So if you wanted to view randoms, show your randoms, you could have that checkbox. If you always wanted, when you were scheduling for the specimen to be set as a split, you can check that box. And if you would like the order of how things are displayed inside the system when you are processing and trying to schedule somebody, you can change that here. We can switch it from lab to client option first. I'll go back to lab option, and that way you'll get to see what it looks like. I go to schedule. Now you notice I have only 4 boxes. The box to show me what kind of test is gone now. So basically I have the lab that I'm going to. If I know a little bit more about the information, then I kind of know if I want to do a non-DOT in which lab it's going to, or if I just have DOTs, I know I can click on that and all the information is going to show up correctly now. So some people, this is all they know. The new feature we put into the system is the client first. So there'll be more to come down the road. And the last option button on the page is to exit the system. That is all we have today for our e-scheduler. Thank you.
If you would like more information on Wolfe services, give us a call at 1-800-230-2991 or visit our website at www.wolfeinc.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out new videos all the time. Thank you for watching this video from Wolfe, your trusted source for employer solutions.